Okay, how's it going everybody? Just a quick tutorial demo on how to get the MC808 working with the MixVibe Cross. That's the MixVibe Cross sampler. First what you do is you've got to turn your 808 on, wait for it to boot up. And we'll wait for it to go through the boot menu. There we go, see? Just means the boot menu is loading. Okay, then the 808 will set itself to factory preset. First what you do is you've got to hit system, and you've got to hold the shift key and go down to the USB one, which is pad 8. Hit pad 8 and it'll say storage. After you've gone from storage, you use the cursor wheel to switch it to MIDI mode, and that's MIDI over USB, basically turning your 808 into a MIDI controller. Then you after you've done that, you plug your 808 into your USB port. Hang on, in the back here somewhere. There we go. And it'll boot up. Okay. So after you've switched your 808 to MIDI mode, what you do is then you hit pattern, and that'll take you back to the first pattern. You open up the cross preferences, just to check that all your buttons are being triggered. Hang on, I'll zoom in. Triggered for the 808. Okay, then back out of here. What we'll do is we'll load in some samples, and then we'll give it a go, and I'll show you what you can do with how this thing's mapped. Okay, now that we've put some samples into the sample banks, I can show you how this thing is mapped. What I like about the 808 is you've got 8 pads for one deck, 8 pads for another deck, 8 pads for another deck. You've got motorized faders, and you've got 8 motorized faders for 1 to 8, and then you can switch it and have another 8 motorized faders for your other 8 pads in the sample pad, so that's 9 to 16. Another thing I really like about this sampler when you're controlling the cross sampler is everything's done on one pad, say over 16 banks. So each one of these 16 banks is mapped to something different. Say bank 1, MIDI bank 1 for your trigger pads. Okay, so if you go bank 2 is actually cycle through your loop modes, your pad modes. So that's your 3 pad modes: hold, loop, and one shot. So that's still triggered by pad 1. Pad 2 is the same, pad 3 is the same. Okay, bank 3 is mapped to your loop frequencies. So if you wanted 1, so you can cycle through. The cool thing about this is you're doing everything from one pad, and that's the one pad that's associated to the pad that you're running. Okay, 4 is set to mute on and off. Okay, 5 and 6 are your pitch bends. So you go 5 is pitch bend up, 6 is pitch bend down, 7 is mapped as a control map. So that gives you 8 locators. 8 locators for one deck and 8 locators for the next. When I finish more of it, I'll send it to MixVibes and they can put it on the user map.